Searching for the origins of human life and civilization X. Last time, I discussed the chart on the right, which shows that branches of the Hongshan culture spread to Sanxingdui in Sichuan, Liangzhu in Hangzhou and Lingjiatan, and even crossed the oceans to New Zealand, Peru, and the Native American peoples of the American continent. Now we turn to an important religious aspect of Sanxingdui culture, the Buddha. At Sanxingdui in Guanghan, archaeological teams once excavated an ancient tomb in which they discovered sculptural objects depicting the Buddha. These included jade Buddha figures from Sanxingdui, as well as a Buddha head carved from ancient crystal. There is also a Sanxingdui jade zhang blade with a Buddha figure carved on it, lapis lazuli Guanyin figures, and seated arhat statues engaged in Buddhist cultivation. These artifacts greatly exceed modern people's understanding of ancient history. Sanxingdui has been underestimated and dated only to the Shang dynasty. This is because some Chinese scholars have been influenced by Western views and thus deny the existence of the Xia dynasty. If the more than 440 years of the Xia dynasty are denied, China's history is reduced to only about 4,500 years, making it appear inferior to India, Egypt, and Babylon, precisely falling into a Western narrative trap. By misclassifying Sanxingdui as Shang dynasty, serious contradictions arise. Even if Sanxingdui were Shang, both Shakyamuni Buddha in India and Confucius in China lived during the spring and autumn period, which was more than 1,000 years later than the Shang. In other words, if Buddhist figures already existed in China during the Shang dynasty, then Shakyamuni had not yet been born. This discovery naturally caused great unease among archaeologists. However, due to limited knowledge of Buddhist studies and adherence to atheism, they dared not publicly announce such findings, fearing criticism from India and global Buddhist authorities and risking their careers. As a result, they chose silence. This situation resembles the discovery of the first dragon under heaven. When it was first submitted to archaeologists, the concept of Hongshan culture had not yet been established, so the jade C-shaped dragon was locked away in a drawer and ignored. Only many years later, after the Hongshan culture was officially recognized in Chifeng, Inner Mongolia, was it retrieved and identified as a prehistoric Chinese artifact. For similar reasons, the Sanxingdui Buddha artifacts were sealed in boxes and stored in underground warehouses for over 5 years. Any news about Buddha discoveries at Sanxingdui was suppressed or turned into fictional stories to silence discussion. Unfortunately, many people never had the chance to see them. Fortunately, I publicly announced my research on Buddhas in Hongshan culture over 10 years ago. At that time, many people in our association did not believe it, but today, through identifying authentic Hongshan artifacts by their prehistoric tool marks, many Hongshan Buddhist relics have been confirmed. I once shared a Hongshan culture petrified wood Buddha. Petrified wood requires at least 140 million years to form. This piece bears both the Hongshan sun god and a Buddha figure, with a seated Buddha carved on the reverse side. Hongshan petrified wood artifacts differ greatly from ordinary folk carvings. Hongshan culture possessed extremely advanced prehistoric technology, capable of combining 54 rare metals into a thin, semi-transparent black coating containing meteoritic nickel, giving it magnetic properties. Organic wood cannot be magnetized, and such technology cannot be replicated even today. With this petrified wood artifact, we can confirm that as early as at least 140 million years ago, during the Hongshan period, the Buddha already existed. Buddhism should therefore be regarded as an indigenous Huaxia belief. Claims that Buddhism originated in India or in Tibetan traditions are thus fundamentally incorrect. Even if Sanxingdui is dated to the Shang dynasty, Buddhism would already be at least 4,500 years old. From a higher level perspective, the sun god of our ancestors and the Buddha that appeared during the Hongshan period predate all known religions in the world today. Therefore, I recognize only our own deities and Buddhas as the true gods and true creators. It is clear that research into Hongshan culture not only breaks through limited thinking but greatly broadens our vision. The origins of life and human civilization lie within the profound and expansive Hongshan culture.